Hey everyone, how you doing today? I'm pretty happy actually. Yesterday I did a video and I was talking about the lights and oxygen especially, and I was really worried about oxygen. With yesterday's video, I read a comment about follow the red marking trails when you got the oxygen option on to show it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about there, that is over here. If you hit N on the keyboard and you go to the debug tab, you can show oxygen. And as you can see, I've got oxygen. Woohoo! So it actually worked. I'm pretty surprised. I don't even know when that feature was added to the game. It didn't used to do that, but essentially it would show these red like trails. Would look a lot like what you see here, but they would be in red, and they would kind of like point you to areas that it thought there was a problem. And honestly, it worked pretty well. I was pretty amazed. I followed it around. There's probably about 10 or 12 different oxygen leaks in places, and every time I would follow the trail and then do an investigation to kind of where it was pointing. Some of my problems were those solar panels that I had that were not oxygen tight. Others, some of the shuttered windows that I used, I guess when I was building the hall, were the open air ones, so it pointed to a number of those that I needed to replace. And then there were some other things. I had a couple damage blocks that I ended up having to remove. I didn't really have to make any big changes to the ship at all, though. I did seal up a wall around some thrusters in this, where is this area? In this general area up over here. I had this kind of open. I did have to seal that up. That was one of the problems I thought I was going to have, the way it was set up. So anyway, the entire ship has oxygen. How it's set up with oxygen, you have your main ship oxygen, and then you have separate environments for particular rooms. Not everything, though. A lot of things join to the hangar. So the rooms that do have their own oxygen environment are going to be, of course, your farms. I got some other areas like the cafeteria or the lounge area in the back. The main production room, the bridge is going to have its own separate oxygen. Basically, what I'm trying to do is all your core places on the ship that you would want to spend time in to do game-related things have their own oxygen environment. But your main hallways, walking around and things like that, do not have are shared basically with the hangar oxygen due to how this thing was built. I can't really seal all these areas off, and it would look really bad if I tried. So, yeah, other than that, I'm really happy about that. I got that banged off yesterday. Probably took about an hour, hour and a half. And then I also put in some pretty major light sensor areas. Like I've got the entire hangar section on light sensors now. A lot of the front supporting rooms, the rear rooms, the farms, a couple other miscellaneous areas. I still have more of that to do. But today's video, what I really wanted to work on was the bridge area. It's one of the few areas of the ship left to do yet. So I did have to replace these too. I had the wrong windows in here. I'll have to see how that all looks in vanilla as well. But I really appreciate the heads up comment on that. I didn't even know what was going on with that red oxygen thing at first. And then someone said, well, follow the trail, and it'll lead you to these issues. Now, it for the most part worked. In a couple of cases, it led me to areas internally on the ship that I wasn't looking to fix any oxygen problems with, but it did lead me to all the right places. So anyway, the bridge and captain's quarter area is what I wanted to work on in this video. So this is what it looks like right now. Obviously, got our main connecting elevator here. I did texture up some elevators as well. So things are getting done. I'm pretty happy about that. So I guess the first thing I want to do is figure out a layout here. It's not too big of an area or too complex, really. But I wanted the captain's quarter up in this top floor here, and then some bridge stuff down below here. Well, I don't know. This could be actually part of the captain's quarters as well. Yeah, it was supposed to be a two-floor place. So I don't know. Let's see how this works out. I guess for now, what I'm going to try to do is pop in some flooring in this general area across. But rather than just throwing in full blocks, I want to try to make it pretty as I can, and I don't want to use any blocks in places that I don't need them, like up over here. So to go with the general theme, I guess the first thing I will run some full blocks near the elevator right now, and then I'm gonna use some of these. Now I gotta say each particular block or each build that I do, I swear has like a block MVP. I guess you could say like a block that gets used an extra amount of times on a build. And in this case, with the way the interior is designed, this block here and this block are probably the MVPs of this build. They both have been using these heavily with this, and just to create this certain looking framework in various places. So I'm going to do that here too. So I'm going to just start here with a row across like that. Actually, you know what? Let's get rid of the end one. I will run, at least temporarily, a full block here. Now, you know, let's do something even different than that. Let's do this one so we get a little bit of detail on the bottom side there, at least across there. But I will run a full block here. And let's see. Let's just say this is a beam that runs across, and I'll fill that one in for now too. And let's run some half blocks to line up with this. Maybe across there, across here. And let's try to do something different here with the ceiling just to get some more detail into it. So how about a couple of these, and let's go down into some curvy stuff, and I will rotate that to line up to that edge there, and over here just follow that through to make it look like, I don't know, maybe some kind of weird tank or something, just to give it the ceiling some definition. Alright, so we've got that. So now we got a floor to this top area. I guess for now this might get replaced. Let's just run that up through as well. So how should this be done? So this elevator probably should connect directly to the captain's quarters, or should there be a separate door here? Let me just put that in too. Here, we'll probably change a lot of those blocks out, but just kind of leveling things off right now. Let's say we have the captain's quarter door, like let's see, that'll be sealed. How about here, like in this area right next to it? That would work. So let's just put a door placeholder in here for now. Let's run it on the outside like that. And okay, so now up here, what is going on with the ceiling? Looks like I've dug into it. I was trying to see if I could replace some of these blocks here in the ceiling that might happen to be full blocks, and there's not many. I guess there is some though. So just to know what I've got, I'm going to start digging underneath this, and we'll get rid of that piece too. Save a little size class there. How far up can I go with this? About to here. And then I like to do this too sometimes, just to I don't know, figure out what blocks I can edit and what blocks I'm doing some kind of shaping on the hull versus the interior space. But usually, if I can take out a lot of this kind of thing, can free up a little bit of room and edit it in blocks that I can alter on the interior. So I think here, oh, I did take out all the rounding blocks then, didn't I? Yeah, hold on. Let's go back. I'm going to undo. Okay, so I took out, there's some that I took out that I probably shouldn't have. Okay, I want those 4 curvy blocks there. The rest of these blocks can probably be modified. So let me go over to steel since I'm dealing with the outside of the ship here. Yeah. Oh, that ain't much. That ain't much that can be altered here. So I definitely want to, though, otherwise the ceiling's going to be just flat, and it's kind of boring. But what can I do? And it doesn't really line up very well with this double width door out the back either, so that's another issue. Maybe this isn't going to work out so well. I still got to try here. Okay, so there's hardly anything I can do with that. If I put in some kind of block line here, it's just going to look off with the double door. I would have to like do a double row to match it, and the only way I'm going to pull that off is get rid of the roundy blocks around the radar here. So I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't just move that radar anyway to another location. I'd rather have a gun. That is something else that I want to get on this ship too, is some more defensive like weaponry and things like that. So you know what? Let's just get rid of the radar. I'll find a new home for it. It wasn't horrible there, but I want this room to be able to mess with this captain's room area. All right, so let's try to use this double door as a center point here. That'll allow me to. Well, okay, we'll put in a full line of blocks there, and now we're kind of aligned to that section. This whole thing is very weird, though, I gotta say. It's supposed to be, though. The whole design was trying to be chaotic in nature, where things are not super like organized like you would expect to see on, a higher end or a different faction or something like that. Creation. But we're dealing with Scar, and it's a lot more chaos. So, let's see. How about, I can't do a whole lot here, but let's just try to do something at least to give the ceiling a little bit of depth. So, I guess very simple hall block design there, too. So, what blocks can we edit around here? So, it looks like we've got a full block right there. That can be changed. What about this one here? This one can be as well. And so can those two. So let's go with a thin block here, and then let's angle this out to meet up with that other block that I can't alter, like there. Just trying to make this area bigger, basically seem a little bit more detailed and a little bit larger than it technically is by doing these kinds of things. What about this block here? Is that something? No, that's one I can change too. Perfect. So now we've got a little bit more of a defining wall here, except again a bit of a symmetry issue where it's off one block row on that side versus the other side. I think I'm okay with that though. Alright, this block I don't think I can change. Oh, I can change it. Perfect. Perfect. So get that in there. So yeah, it's a little weird. But yeah, we'll just kind of run the same block around all the edges here just to make this area, again, bigger. Alright, so we're going to have a door there. Let's, so those were all blocks that were dealing with the outside of the hall. So now we're back to interior blocks. So we need something around this elevator here, and I might as well just keep on going with this same block, keep it all kind of uniform in the area. Let's say we cut off the elevator access to the captain's top floor. Oh, you know what? That is true. The captain does need a way to go down to the lower level here. How are we going to do that one? If we did something like that there. Ooh, that's a weird. Oh, we can change this block though. Yes. I do this a lot with builds too. You build your hall first, and it's using like a lot of full blocks on the hall, and then once you get into the interior, I'll do a lot of this kind of thing to change it around, try to make more interior space out of what's there. That's kind of a 22.5. Let's put in one of these instead here. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of an angled wall there. We've got a way in and out of this room area, and this room area it's going to have to connect down to here somehow too. Or, man, I don't know. I wanted the captain's quarters to be a little bit bigger and fancier of an area than what is available just in this space. It's kind of the reason why I wanted to do some of these things. Is that a hall block there too? Might be. And maybe they'll have another door out the back here. Let's get rid of this block and see where it runs. Be kind of neat to put in a staircase, but man, they just take up a lot of room. They really do. But here, I'll try. Let's see what happens with a staircase here. Of course, it would take up less room if I used these 45s, but I just do not like to. It just doesn't look right to me, and doesn't work right in the game either if you're not at the right angle. Oh, actually, I screwed up that little formation up there. That's okay. How far down can this go? You see how much room this would take up just putting in a staircase that goes up 3 block rows. Takes up 6 blocks. Takes up a pretty large space. However, due to the chaotic nature of this ship, I don't really think that's a bad thing. But I want a little more room at the at this stairway edge here. So let's do something sneaky here to get a little bit more space there. About something like that. Alright, the only thing that still kind of bothers me is that the angles are different on both sides. I guess I could fill this area in and match it. Probably would be alright to do. You know what? I got a plan with that. Let's try it. Let's put in that angled block here. Like that. And let's see, can we put a patch block out here? Oh, the fence is in the way. Okay, the fence can probably change, so maybe. Let's find out here. Where are the railings? What's going on here now? Oh, I can't do it there because this is a half block up. Never mind, never mind. That's not going to work. I was thinking I could move the fence to the inside, but I cannot do that here. So I'll do that then. I guess my plan was to maybe try to put some other kind of window or shutter window or something above this area to provide like just a view out the backside over there, and then I don't know. It doesn't look like it's working. So. And I can't alter the fence, so never mind on that. I'll just bite the bullet and put in a full block there, I guess. You know, things I do in pretty much every room environment when I'm messing with them. I want to see what can I do with it. Often the spaces are really cramped and not very nice. And doing this kind of thing, you can make a not very nice space look decent at least. Alright, so we've got that. We've got this staircase. Let's do something with the ceiling in this area. I don't really want to use that same flight deck format of blocks that I used in the many other parts of the ship because this is not part of the flight deck. So I'm going to get rid of all of these and let's come up with a new design here, but it has to be... Yeah, I'm going to have to seal off this elevator still. So we're going to have we'll have an elevator door there, and then on this level, this is going to have to be solid here, at least partially. So let's try to put in some kind of angled block. I guess this is the same block I used in other places. I just won't do that same formation at least. Let's go straight across to there with that. And let's do the same, same thing over here. Let's build up some things on the side, I guess. Be like that and that. And what can we do in the center? Yeah, I kind of want to make it look technical and neat somehow. How about some, how about a couple rows of extra thin blocks here? And then maybe something going down the middle. Of course, could do another half block, but just did those on the sides. What could work here? Yeah, I don't really like that either. What about just kind of doing it different? What if we ran one of those like that and there, and then I don't know, maybe one of these blocks in the middle here. Kind of like this block because it gives you some neat texture light opportunities on the inside walls of it, especially coming into another half block. So I've got that. Okay, I guess I'm okay with that for now. This front area here doesn't. Oh, am I missing? No, I'm not missing textures there. I'm gonna have to go over the outer hall yet, and obviously do a lot of texture tweaking and stuff like that. That might be another video. I kind of wanted to do the final detailing process, I like to call it, and show you some of that too. It usually takes a while, so I'd probably just pick a particular area and run with it. So over here, is there anything that can be done with this area? So these are angled blocks here, but don't probably need to be on the inside. Let's get rid of these. Don't really see that anyway, and then that would allow me to put in some other kind of block here. I'm just doing this again to try to add a little bit of detail to everything. But what could go here that could work alright? So we got an outer wall there. It would need like a floor. Then I really couldn't put any parts up there either, because it would be open to the outside. Alright. I don't know. Maybe that's just a lost cause. trying to mess with those few blocks there. So yeah, I just fill it in, I guess. What could actually go there? Could do something really weird too. Now this isn't a structural block, so I could use carbon on here, but could try to put in like a couple things like that on the outside. Add a little bit of weird hall detail, kind of like it. This bridge piece didn't really fit quite right, so they had to prop it up with some extra support beams, kind of thing. Man, I want to come up with a block formation here that looks neat. How about let's go back to the MVP block of the build. I so wish this block was had the proper texturing on it, where this this area here was separate from this bottom area. I don't know why it's not. It doesn't really make any sense that it's combined. It should never be that way on any of these angled blocks, wedge blocks, anything like that. You're obviously going to be using that wedge for your visible part of the block, regardless, and they should always be separated. And a lot of the blocks don't work that way, and I kind of wish they did. That would be kind of neat. Anyway, let's just put in some more of these. That'll make some kind of little something going on there. So you got some kind of, I don't know, structural frame piece that makes this look more framey on the sides, stuff like that. Alright, so just end that part. Let's put in at least a temporary wall over here. Actually, I kind of wanted to expand this out a little bit here too. So let's go another one of these 45 angled pieces. I don't know, here maybe? Nah. It'd be a weird looking elevator opening, isn't it? Or staircase. That's another problem with staircases, is sealing them. They're for oxygen and things like that. I guess I'm not so terribly worried about it in this area, but I did want this area to be on its own oxygen environment. God, I'm almost here. Let's put in wall there, wall here. And I don't think the ceiling's going to be big enough to walk down in then. It's just a weird setup here. And you know, this isn't working because the staircase is actually taken, and I wanted this part to be part of the captain's quarters, and it's leading it out to this front room and not even going to that area. You know what? We're gonna, oops, we're gonna, I'm gonna lose the staircase idea again. It's too big and bulky. I'm gonna instead put in an elevator here, I think. Thought I'd at least try. I could wrap it around a couple times, but man, it's just not efficient. It is not efficient at all. Okay, so here, got an idea. We'll do something different on the outside hall there. And let's just run this straight down to here. Of course, it's going to have its own door coming out to this other room here yet too, which may also be part of the captain's quarters. Okay, we'll just fill in that one and that one, the one behind it for now. Okay, that makes a whole lot more sense, I think. And we want to seal off the front of this elevator as well. So let's try one of these. Rotate it around like that. Okay, full block here. And here, let's just go up to a half block. This area, is that gonna really mess? Oh, that makes that whole formation really weird up top. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Okay. Back to the MVP. Except I'm gonna have to wall that off solid over in that area by where this elevator is, and I gotta seal the elevator. Something like that. It's a bit of chaos there. Let's move this formation a little bit over. Let's take out this block and this block, then put in the same that are there. Maybe get rid of the back row instead. Here. Alright. Line up a little bit better. Not liking this though. You know what? Let's change this around yet again. And I don't know about the curves. So I'll try it one more time, but I'll set up with this setup instead. Like that. That's probably a little bit better there. And this is going to have to be a, probably this whole row, I think. Right here, probably full blocks. Like that. That should work out a little bit better. Pretty tall ceilings in this room. Alright, so this is the lower captain's area. And then it's going to have another door that heads out to this room, which is also accessible by the elevator, the main elevator. Now this room doesn't have to be part of the captain's quarters, but what would go here? Maybe a control center or something like that. It doesn't really have any like visible bridge access, so. Alright, well anyway, let's work on this top room here now. So we've got kind of the blocks in place. Looking for other. Okay, we gotta have something there too. Let's put that back. Okay, so location that could add in a toilet or something. Be nice to have a second location right next to it, so I could put the whole bathroom up in here somewhere. But yeah, there's a lot of edited blocks around here. What's behind here? Okay, that's part of this wall. Never mind on that. Oh, let's see. That's only one place. I kind of need like 2 slots. Oh, and let's fix this up too. So on the outside here, I could do this a couple different ways. I could add in just a shuttered window there, which would probably work out. Just want to make sure I got the airtight one here. Could go like that, and maybe a little something above it. Trim that off. Which isn't so bad. That would seal that up. Okay, so let's just texture this before it's forgotten about. What do we put? How about let's run some of that. A bit of this. Okay. And let's try to add in some kind of texture light here on the bottom side. Maybe. Something like that gives it a little something from a distance. Alright, still got to figure out the bathroom situation here. Or maybe I don't have the bathroom on this floor. Maybe the bathroom is on the lower floor. And then I don't worry about it and I put something else there. Maybe a fridge or something. That would probably work out better. Okay, let's put a wall in here. Maybe just a straight up thin block. Okay, so we got this room along the side here. Let's put a wall there too, on that side of the elevator. I guess technically speaking, we could put a bathroom here still in this area. But let's figure out where the captain's bed's gonna be and all that fun stuff. Let me get some other deco parts out here. I like to kind of plot this out and then just kind of mass texture it once all this room stuff is worked out. So the entire ship is only using this basic bunk bed, but this is the captain's room, so he's going to get a better bed. And I want to style this area a little bit different too. I'm just trying to figure out where a good spot for that would be. Maybe a window view out over here. Probably makes sense. So let's try it there. You know, I could do something a little different over here. Let's put in this. We'll get rid of this block yet again. And we got to seal this off. So let's do this super thin block right there. And then we could actually use this for a light. One of those weird corner angled lights would fit there. I've got that going on. I got that. What else would the captain definitely want to have? Probably some nice furniture. Couch or something. TV. So how do we want to run this? What if we had the couch? Okay, that kind of hangs over the edge there a little bit. Let's say we got the couch there. That, yeah, it feels all right. That keeps this area in the center still in a formation. And let's captain gets a TV. There's only like I think there's only a couple TVs on this entire ship. So only the ooh, that's backwards. I don't want to put it like that. Or do I? Not particularly. I don't really want a door there though, so this could work, I guess. Let's change this block out then, and put in another super thin. Like that, so we don't have that angled lip there. And let's put a little supporting something here around the elevator to be cool. Maybe not that big though. How about this one? Okay, so yeah, down in there, that should work. Got a bit of a wall there. Wish I could put the TV right where that is, but got very limited options when you deal with this small of a space area. A lot of the ship is working like this, so a lot of these rooms are kind of small. So what other things could be in here for the captain's quarters? Bookshelves are kind of neat, but I don't know if I have any solid walls for a bookshelf anywhere in here to work with that. I don't think so. So not a bookshelf. How about a fancy end table there? And we could put something technically right here, but maybe it ought to be a display. They are the captain. They probably want to look up some information, like a terminal or something like that. Or should I just put in a good old school a computer desk or something? Maybe that go on the lower floor. This should be a warning sign. This should be like something in case something goes bad. The captain could be alerted quickly. Maybe not that one. Let's try a big one. I don't know. Maybe I should just put a plant there or something. Maybe I get rid of the end table and put a desk here. Alright, well anyway, let's just texture and we'll get some lights in here too. So the flooring, captain's quarters. Most of the ship has metal floors, things like that. I wanted to try something different here. Probably use the best looking wood I think of available for CV, and then its color. Yeah, that's pretty elegant looking. Doesn't have to be all that way though. So let's do a strip of it here. And let's really kind of make this uniform to this double door over there. Let's put a strip of this down over here. And how about to there? Should I just fill this whole front area in like that too? Just trying to make sure they're all aligned correctly. And I guess there's no point on having that separate there too. So Captain gets some pretty premium hardwood floor in places here. So in the center area, let's give them some nicer carpeting. Now typically I've been using this for the carpeting of the ship. Maybe I'll just go with the flat. I could experiment with these other ones, but usually I don't like the results of those. So as in color, all this carpet is pretty bright. I don't know. Just see what that looks like. Honestly, that doesn't look super detailed or anything. I could fluctuate. I got alternative color setups here, so maybe put in varied. I don't know. It kind of looks like mauve. Like the captain's got mauve carpet. It's not very Scar-like. I could try going with a different color scheme. Nah, blue. Eh. course, there's the more gray. I don't know. I don't know. What if something here was done a little bit differently? Just trying to make a formation out of this somehow. Oh, you know, we've got that too. Interesting. Tile floor inside of the wood. Maybe I just make this wood as well. So all trying to make something fancy in the middle there. Alright, so the walls. How should the walls be textured? Now, if I went with the standard of this ship, it would be just kind of a lot of this stuff with some alternatives. It doesn't look super fancy for this room. Try to put in maybe a tech piece there. What other wall textures could be used? There's not a whole lot of options, really. I always forget about this texture here, too. Wonder. No, that one looked very good. I was thinking maybe like some tile in front of there, but that kind of messes up the wood and the whole layout there. Alright, well, let's do something behind here. This is always kind of a neat one to mess with. What could be decorative that could go behind this? How about something like that? And let's color that. Let's run this for a color scheme on these various pieces. Okay, so how about some legit carpet back over here? Well, legit, I mean the standard scar carpet. Don't really, well, you could, oh wow. Oh, that's, what the heck? Oh, that's one of these blocks with the stretched out UV or texture thing on it. That doesn't work out so well. This is pretty uniform. You can have a stretchy effect on the one area though. Why can't I rotate this? Oh, it doesn't rotate. It's solid formation. Okay. And how about right below here? Let's do some lighty thing. Like that. There. Fancy captain's area. Except I don't like this. You got the stretchy carpet in there. Any texture I put there besides something that's completely flat is going to have that same look. But I could do just straight up thin like that. Oh, that kind of works. Getting a lot of different textures in here. Okay, so something behind the bed. Kind of fancy, a little bit unique. Didn't really use this texture really in the build at all. Maybe the wall color. Maybe the wall colors should be different. Just, I don't want to get too much of some of this. Something like that. And this probably ought to be painted that color too. I don't know if you guys noticed too, but this thing always just wigs out and just dives into the symbols all the time. Every time you're trying to make texture changes using the color slash texture tool. It's been kind of annoying with this, pretty much this entire build. It's been messing up like that. Put a vent there. I'll keep the door gray. And something like that. Fill this in. And I don't know. Could we one like that over there. Alright, so here, let's go gray again on this. Let's see if we can come up with a little different design pattern. How about that? corner here. Not sure if I'm going to keep it this color or try to switch it over to the other color. Kind of like the mix, where it's got some of it in this kind of in this shade, and then some gray, so it's kind of more of a two-tone look. But this part looks pretty typical of the rest of the ship. Here, let's put those to the alt, so they blend a little bit better to that. Alright, okay, so now got a strip going across each side of the center thing. Let's try to figure out what to texture that with. I'm going to try something. I don't think it's going to work, but I'll see. Once in a while I get lucky. No, it's going to screw up. Can't really do that. Would it make any sense at all? Probably not, to do like some kind of wood across the ceiling. That looks, it's probably pretty strange. See what that looks like if we did these two strips like that. Probably not the best idea there. How about some kind of lighting? Again, this room's a little different than the rest of the rooms in the ship, so the styling is going to be different too. Let's say we could go there and there, and about here and here. Yeah, let's just try going pretty smooth with this across the top. See what happens. See if I can get any of these to the right. See if I get a little crease in there. It's different. So we can add some white lines again over there. Don't really want to, but it can be done. Let's put in, I don't know, some kind of ventilation, maybe on both sides here. And I probably ought to paint these side pieces the same, but maybe I'll try to go with a little different texture. Is that going to bleed through? No. Okay, good. Okay, those strips, let's try to do something different here. What could we put there? Actually, this ought to be gray. How about the interior gray? And maybe something a little different like that there. That. Oops. Got a mixture of all kinds of stuff in here. So, spray those to match. Okay, this area here. What color should I do that with? How about more gray? Actually, none of these are going to work out very well with that texture. So how about something a little different on the edge? And maybe a vent. No, we got a vent there. Could put in a ceiling light above the bed, like that. What are these? And maybe just a panel. these. God, do I want to try a texture light here? Both sides of the door. Kind of different. I don't know if I like that or not, though. Now let's go gray. Everything else is gray here. Okay, this piece is... Okay, so this end strip here probably ought to be similar to the other side. Could try some of this. Never mind. Don't think I could rotate that block to fix this problem. Or just chunky metal. Yeah, that's kind of fitting. So it's got elements that are a little different than the rest of the ship, and then other elements that would hopefully tie it into the rest of the ship. Let's put something over here. Doesn't matter. I think that's going to be hopefully hidden anyway. Okay, so the top floor of the captain's area. Basically, bed, couch, TV, computer thing, open floor space. But let's get something fun in here. Captain should have a fancy fridge, the only one in the ship. And yeah, I didn't actually use this part anywhere else in the ship. This particular fridge model, at least. But you know, this is still kind of messed up here. I just kind of like slap it like that. Maybe color it the same. The angled wall behind it. Yeah, I could make that a full block and make it even. Probably ought to do that. Now it's got to be steel. Some supporting side lights on it, kind of like the bed has. Okay, no door with the elevator. Alright, so next let's try to get a couple lights in here. One there. And what color tone should be happening here? Let's try to first do this as a spotlight. I don't want it quite lit the same as the others, but there's not any like brown lights or anything to really work with here. And I've been pretty much staying away from the blues in the lighting. It's just not the options I want. Let's try, that'll look terrible like that. Let's get in 2 lights and then we'll adjust those. But where is the second light even capable of going? Could have one there. Or up. Yeah, that's about it. I could have one here. No, not really any other options. Okay, let's put one there, and we'll just say that your area light, and we'll just go with gray for now. Let's give you 15 meter range, and this is probably gonna look terrible. Yeah, it does look terrible. So now, what can be done with the lights in the room? First of all, this is the only yellow light on the ship. It just doesn't feel very fitting. In fact, I don't really know what else to do with the lights. I wish there was, I wish you could just pick the colors you want. It would work out a lot better. The entire ship so far is using this gray light, some of this, and some of this. And I think in certain areas, like the pool, I do have some blue lights. But yeah, every time I try to use a different color light, it just feels bad. Actually, in Psycho Z's shop, there's a couple different color lights in there too. But man, I don't know. I don't think I really have any options. It's probably why I've been going with so much red lighting and stuff in the ship. Is there's just not really anything else you can do with that. And maybe this one should be the area light, and this one is the. Let's try to flip this around. So we'll do intensity 2. So that's regular light, which really makes the bed bright. And then this one here will take off spotlight. We'll set this to be an area light instead. Yeah, I think I liked it better before. Let's try to increase that by 1. Put you back to area light. Yeah, I really want to put it like a tan light in here, but there isn't any light colors for that. Well, but if it was just white again. Although it's not super fancy like premium stuff, it is fancier than the rest of the crew rooms and stuff in the ship. And I do have this open space here in the floor as well that could have some things done to it. And then I'm also debating, I don't really want, well, let's see what it looks like. I'm going to try some more white line things just because I'm trying to get detail in here. Just see what that looks like over these 2 strips. I guess, alright. And, okay, so this wood here, don't know if I'm liking that. Let's try something else. What else? Could try a little bit of traditional carpeting. Well, you'll have to let me know what you think of the styling in here. Again, it's pretty limited. It's a small area, and it's hard to light because of placing lights. It'd be neat to have a third light in here. I think that would really set it off better. But how? How do you get a third light in here? I mean, obviously you can put one on the ceiling, and I think that's the only spot available. But then you, well, it's a CV. You shouldn't bang your head against it or anything. Could try that. Let's say we put in that and colors. Could try that. Maybe intensity 1. Small radius. A bigger angle. What does that do for any? Oops. Does it help at all? Is it really? No, it's not really adding any light. Maybe if I could illuminate this piece here, that could be kind of neat. But I need to get in a light that can angle that direction. And really, I think the only thing available would be this. And then I can't center that. Yeah, now it looks super dark in here. Yeah, it would be really dark. Yeah, it needs another light badly. Well, you know, could get rid of that piece and put in this. Maybe that's the offset color that might look a little bit more elegant. This tone here. Let's okay, we're lower intensity. Let's go a little bit bigger with it. See what that does. Oh, how did you get flipped to that color? Maybe it should be that color. Spotlight, let's increase your rate. That a little bit. Keep it at intensity 1 though. Keep it a little bit dimmer lit. And here. I don't know. What if this one was... the ambient light changed colors? Not too bad. Let's, what if this one was gray? Well, anyway, okay, so the yeah, obviously you could fidget around with this stuff for a long time, and that's why a lot of these rooms take a long time too. It depends how much fidgeting I do with it, or tweaking. I say fidgeting, but yeah, just messing with this, that, and the other thing to see, you know, what it's going to look like if you make this change or that change or the other change or whatever. All right, so this is kind of weird though. So the captain's going to have this area down here, but what would the captain have down here? It would be kind of neat if they had like a meeting place, you know, where you could bring in crew members and discuss their mission plans, or something like that. And that could take place. Could try to put in a some form of table over here. These guys typically use picnic tables. That fit all right though, or it's not very conference looking, that's for sure. This is the way that can change. So let's pull that out, put in another angled block here. Okay, so that fits a little bit better now. What about the blocks above it? Okay, can't really edit those except for maybe one. Not going to work out very good. What other fanciness could be put in here? What if we try to set up something weird with the ceiling? So it's got like a super fancy ceiling up kind of above the table. Somehow. Let's try to go different style. At least in the small area. You know what? I won't be able to put anything up there even if I wanted to, light-wise. So, what if we did something weird like that? Does that look alright? Or better yet, how about the 3-piece one? I got the edges that line up too. Yeah, okay. It gives it some ceiling definition, kind of unique, but interesting enough. Except now I don't like this piece. So let's get rid of that and just smooth that off. Fix this up again. Okay, and this elevator here. Yeah, that works out alright, I think. So I'm using a lot of these 45s in this area. Other areas are using 22.5s and things for walls. It fluctuates depending on where you are in the ship. Oh yeah, and the captain also would need the bathroom, which I think this might be a really good spot for that, right in this corner here. But we got a way into this room over here. Let's just modify where that doorway opening will be a little bit. Get a little bit more room here. So, okay, so let's do a bathroom up. So I'm going to try to do this a little bit differently. Let's put in, this is going to be one of the couple showers in the ship, by the way. Again, I was going, well, no, I thought there might be about 3 or 4 showers in the ship. But it is kind of a commodity to take a shower in the Scar faction. It's most regular peasants don't have that opportunity. So what if we did that? And the reason I'm trying to leave this open is to get maybe another, like a bathroom counter in here. Okay. And then we kind of want to wall this off somehow. I have to modify the ceiling up there too to pull that off. This probably ought to be a solid block right there. Okay, so let's swap out that block for this one. Maybe something like that. Sort of lines up. Put a door there. Got a little bit of, I don't like the squareness of it, but it's got a little bit of room on the top. What about this block? Can that block change? I think this block, well, no, that needs to be solid. And I can't mess with these two right here. Alright, good enough. Now the opening to it, I don't like that off-centered thing because this is all in a formation here, but I definitely don't want to put a double door onto the bathroom either. I think that's the only option though. Yeah, just kind of go like that with it. Okay, so on this other side here, maybe this could be, I don't know, some captain's loot. Like that would work out. Could put in some boxes. This is my favorite box for some reason. I think it's just the texture, and I think just looks better than some of the other ones. But which way should that be facing? Probably like that. Could actually like do kind of match up along the ceiling there. What can I not put one? Yeah, I can. Oh, this. Oh, I'm all backwards on these two. I'll probably ought to use some more than one kind of box type though. Maybe let's put one of these in the center. Like that maybe. So 3 boxes here, special loot, captain stuff. And conference room, bathroom. Let's put in some framework here along the side of the boxes. Something like that. Okay, and then back here, could just try to throw in a random pipe going somewhere. Been doing a little bit of that too in here. But let's try something else first. Let's grab some of these and run that there and here. Oh, there's not one that has a double, is there? Or a double on the sides. Alright, so what next? How about... Man, I'm going to have to just run one of these again. Like that, and then we'll put a little trim piece here. Or... No, we've already got some curvy stuff going on here, which is, again, a little bit unique to the rest of the ship. But what if we ran that right around? And we could actually kind of join that up over here, maybe. That doesn't fit with that piece. That really doesn't work out too well either. Or just go like that. Okay, so this block here, these are full blocks. I guess I ought to keep that. That's kind of a formation like that. Alright, so the elevator itself needs to be sealed better than it is. Let's do that. And how about some super thins? Maybe there and there. We could technically put a door on it if we wanted to. So up here, let's also let's do something. A couple more blocks, I guess. I'll see if those are rotated right at some point here. And how about a console here? I love using these newer console pieces that you can paint, which make light illumination as well, and I love that. That's really helping out with lighting some of these areas. So I do that, and it's automatically, you can see the tones of light around it casting on the blocks. It does help a lot. Alright, should I put a, probably should put a door on the bathroom, but I don't want it airtight. Unfortunately, here's another problem I've got too with the doors set up. Any of the non-airtight doors are got to be like glass see-through. There's no other options, and that kind of is problematic often too, where I want a non-airtight door occasionally, especially for little places like this, but with the doors opaque and not so you can't look through them, especially because it's a bathroom. But again, no part for it, so gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so yeah, this room's different. I guess it has some things in it that are worthwhile. Now this conference table thing is pretty lame. A couple picnic tables over there. Probably ought to have another, maybe a fridge or some way to cater to guests or something that come here. Even though there is one in the captain's quarters, I don't expect other people to go there, but we're going to put in how about a thin old school fridge. Don't wanna, we got the premium one upstairs. Alright, so yeah, this area is kind of blocked out. Now it's basically, I don't know if I should keep on going with this video. It's probably getting pretty long. But I'll probably try to texture it very similar to what this room was done. and lit very similar as well. And then there's this one other room space over here, which is actually decent sized. Not sure what to do with it right now, though. I think it would make more sense to have command and control here. Speaking of that, I did want to touch up the actual bridge area here too. I got to do a little bit of investigation on what blocks can I manipulate on the ceiling. And it looks like there is a row right down the middle here, going up to about that location at least. Probably not that last one though. So these blocks can be altered on the inside, but I think that's about it. But can't waste, so let's at least put something up here. It ain't much. Can't do that one. No. At least get something in here. And you know what it really ought to have is a drone hatch. Or, well, I wouldn't even say a drone hatch, but a hatch to get in directly here. So yeah, this will make sense. I'll do something like this, and then we'll put in a hatch there. Should it be a regular door, or should it be a shutter door? Probably a shutter door, which is airtight as well. Alright, so this will be handy. It's a feature that, I've been complimenting other ships, when they're larger creation, and then they have a way to get directly back into, like the bridge. Definitely a good idea. Something I definitely want to do here too. How about on this side though? We'll change the block to that, maybe, or maybe just get rid of that one and put in another. These there on that side, and then this probably ought to be different too then. Something like that. So, oh, can't. Look at that. Yeah. Can't do that one. Well, maybe keep what it was there. Well, now let's try that. On that side, and they're both different on both sides. Let's just put in one of those there. Alright. Sort of works out. Oh yeah, this isn't going to work over here either, is it? Look at that. I used that block there. Put in the full version. I think this works, or does it not work? Yeah, it does work. Okay. Wall that off better there. Oh, and this is off-centered too. Look at that. Totally doesn't line up to... I guess it lines up to the pilot seat and the center glass here. Just looks a little weird. Yeah, maybe it's alright. So in here, this area would be probably full of passenger seats and consoles and techie looking things. So let's do a couple of that kind of thing over here. Maybe the smaller console, like one of those there. Maybe another one. Well, that's kind of offset back. How about there? Kind of uniform, I suppose. And passenger seats. At least 2 there, but I want some more for sure. How about double each one of those up to 4. Maybe I should center all this stuff around the pilot seat, and let's have maybe something else over to the side there. Well, anyway, I tell you what, the video is kind of growing and in length. I'll try to finish up the rest of this area here pretty soon. Might have to do a little bit of tweaks yet. I'm still not super satisfied with this area, and it looks like I broke it in places again. This happens often, messing with neighboring rooms and floors and stuff like that. So anyway, that's kind of the process that I've been doing all these rooms with. First, seeing what I can do with the ceilings, especially the ceilings, and walls with other blocks, and then moving on into trying to lay out furniture and the stuff that's going to go in there. And I'm not even sure if I like what I did over here either with these extra pieces there. What would that look like? Let's just texture this too. Yeah, but yeah, it's getting closer and closer. I'm kind of getting excited again. I got kind of that midsection where it's like you realize that you did a lot already, but there's way, way, way more to do. And then it gets like, oh my God, I'm never going to get done with this thing. But I'm now to the point that there's not that many more places to really do anything with. And you know, at the end of the day, I don't like what I added here. I thought I'd check it out, but I'd rather just have it cut in like it is. I think it looks better that way, and it's less blocks. So anyway, y'all have yourself a good day, and I will keep on being busy with this thing. Now, I did want to do a different video on something else soon, hopefully this week, maybe Thursday. I just wanted to have fun and just do some kind of randomish build or something that heavily uses a feature in the game in the building department. So I'm thinking about what I wanted to do for that, and might do that Thursday, just to have a little break up here from the carrier. That's all I've been really messing with for a long period of time right now. As in that SV build for the January Anvil Challenge, I appreciate all the comments on that. I still haven't really thought about what I wanted to do for it yet. I'm kind of steering for something practical, something I might want to use in gameplay for an SV. It's pretty open. Now, it was kind of meant to be kind of like a base, kind of live out of the SV thing, but I just, you know, I kind of know the game well enough. I'm not super great with it, but that's just not really going to work out very good for gameplay. It'd be a fun build to do, but I kind of want something something useful, you know, something useful. You know, maybe that can get me around, warp around, have a decent amount of storage, and might even be able to partake in at least lighter combat activities. Like POI based kind of thing, just something practical. I didn't really want to build a miner. I've got SV miners already, and if you build a miner, obviously you got to use a lot of CPU for the mining equipment and multi-turret and all that fun stuff that you might want on one of those. So yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know, some kind of general ship, maybe with an increased amount of storage, although the SV storage is, I mean, comparatively speaking to CV storage, isn't very good at all, and the amount of money and resources you put into thrusters to be able to move SV storage around is pretty insane as well. So I don't know. Well, we'll see. I just wanted something useful for an SV, but not really in the mining department, or not really necessarily a combat SV either. So I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Anyway, y'all have yourself a great day, and I will talk to you later.